obviously one of those people is the lovely Madhuri. Madhuri, we're so happy to have you here on NDTV 24/7 and obviously very, very happy to have you back in Mumbai. How is it to be back home?
Great. Like, I'm delighted to be here on NDTV and delighted to be in India, Mumbai especially, because this is the city where I grew up. Yeah. So it's wonderful coming back.
Yeah. So is it like a case of life coming full circle again for you, and how are you actually handling the transition? Because it is a big transition for your whole family also, right?
Not so much for me, but maybe for my kids and my husband, because I have always, I mean, I grew up here, and then I kept coming back, you know, doing some work and going back. So not as much for me, but I think for my family it's a big transition. But they're enjoying it. They had fun during Diwali, and it's been great. And now I'm here for Ole Regenerist, and
Absolutely.
it's a wonderful feeling.
And talking about that, you know, like obviously for a lot of women, it would be a big challenge. First of all, you know, managing your personal and professional life as successfully as you have. It would also be a big challenge to move all the way from Denver back to Mumbai and start up all over again. But you believe in challenges, right?
Yes, I do, and I have always believed in challenges. From the beginning, when I started, like, the people who told me, oh, you cannot be a heroine or whatever, but I took that as a challenge, and I said, no, I'm going to prove myself. There was a time when they thought, maybe she's good at classical, but she cannot do westernized. And so that was a challenge for me, and we did Ek Do Teen, and I rehearsed for it. I work really hard towards anything. And so that was another challenge. And then the whole woman's role in movies.
Absolutely.
Like some of my films, when I did Beta or when I did other films, they said, oh, it should have been called Beti. I mean, it's not fair, but you know, that kind of a challenge, trying to make that place in this male-dominated kind of a field. And so that was a challenge for me. And going there, people said, oh, she left her career at the peak of her career. She's left it, she's got married and she's gone, and you know. But that was a challenge for me, because I have always dreamt of, you know, having a family, kids, and that is a big part of my dream. So for me, it was just another challenge, equally important.
Yeah.
And like a challenge, I took it up, and I wanted to be a good mother, I wanted to be a good wife. So, and then when we decided to move back, it's like, she's moving back, what are we going to do? And you know, all those
you
things.
Always keep
and that was a challenge.
So
that's, and now I bring you Ole Regenerist, which says that, you know, challenge what's possible.
Absolutely.
And that's exactly the slogan. And that's how we kind of gel. And I thought, you know, it's a great mix, and the products are excellent. And so
you're certainly a great advertisement. Honestly, when you walked in the door just now, I didn't recognize you. You've lost so much weight. You're looking great. So tell us, what is the secret? I mean, obviously, other than Ole, what is the secret to this
Ole
new look?
Regenerist, of course, for my skin and the way I look, and you know, the way the skin behaves, because while growing, like, I used to have an oily skin. I had a lot of problems with my skin and stuff. But I think when I found Ole, it was wonderful, and it works so well with my skin, and it has all the right ingredients, like it has aminopeptides and all the good stuff which works on a cellular level on your skin. So that's how I take care of my skin when I use Ole Regenerist, the products. And when I work out, when I lead a healthy life, eat the right stuff, and no bad habits, so you know, that's great. That helps me keep healthy as well.
So obviously you've been doing a lot of working out, because you have lost a lot of weight. Like I said, we didn't even recognize you when you walked in the door. So what is this gym routine like? Because you didn't seem to be the kind of a person who was a gym freak and a fitness addict. First of all,
I used to dance so much.
Exactly.
I mean, that itself was an exercise, because every few days there used to be some song to be picturized and dancing, and it's all part of my life. And when you are a dancer and you want to keep that shape and you want to be in good health, you have to, you know, work out, because you have to strengthen your muscles. You should be able to dance well, and blah blah blah. And dancing also takes a lot of you know, toll on your knees and stuff, so you have to strengthen them so that they last for a longer time.
And we always want you to be dancing as long as you possibly can. And do you actually, you know, I've heard this actually from a lot of people who say, especially dancers, who say that dance actually keeps them young at heart and young from within, because it's something you're so passionate about. Is that, I mean, I'm sure that's the case.
Everyone should have some hobby, I always say, whether it's a musical instrument or whether it's dancing. something to do with the arts, because that way you can express yourself, and it's an outlet. It's spiritual. For me, it's very spiritual. When I dance, it's like, I don't know, it's like I'm talking to God or something, you know, that's how I see dancing. And so that's what keeps you going, and, you know, your mind alert, active, and everything.
Absolutely. And I'm sure a good workout is also running after your kids the whole time.
Oh yeah, you bet, because I have 2 little boys.
Yeah,
so you can imagine.
Yeah. So how do they really help to keep you young as well? Do they help to like de-stress you, or do they sometimes add to the stress, or what's the combination?
Sometimes they add to the stress. Sometimes they de-stress you, and
Yeah.
they just come and hug you and say, your skin looks so soft.
Oh,
thank you.
sweet. That's the ultimate compliment.
Your hair smells so good, or, you know, we just like hugging you and stuff
That's
like
why
that.
they say having little boys is the best thing, because you get all these great compliments for free.
Yeah,
right?
so far it's been lovely, and you know, so they kind of even take the stress away, and they keep you active, because their minds are so active. They're asking me questions which I'm like, just a minute, let me go on the internet, let me find out about this, or, you know, that, or they're so curious about the world and everything around them that you have to keep up with them.
So they must be having lots of questions right now for you, right?
Oh, yeah,
I mean, right, with this whole move back. So what is the question that you perhaps are asked a lot these days? Like, whether have they found a school? We all know that you were looking for the perfect school.
Oh yes,
for them,
yeah, they're
all
in
of
school
that.
already, and they've started going to school. They have started, you know, adjusting to the system here, and they're liking it. They're loving it. We just had Diwali, and it was wonderful.
So they enjoyed that.
Yeah, they enjoyed that.
Is it their first Diwali really
yes,
at home?
it's my first Diwali as a family in India.
Okay.
Because yeah, it was special. It was special, and they are having a ball, eating all the sweet stuff and all, which I have to like avoid.
So what made you ultimately, you know, like you were saying, it's a big challenge, and of course, you know, everyone was like, oh my gosh, you're moving back to India again. So what was the final thing that made you make that decision? Because we all know that, you know, we'd been seeing a lot of you, but what was the final straw that made that decision, so to speak?
There was no straw, I would say, but I think somewhere we felt that for the kids this was the right age to come to India if we want to move, because another 2 years and maybe they won't want to move. They'll have their friends there, and, you know, they'll be so well settled, they wouldn't like to come or go anywhere else. And I thought right now, like, India's land of opportunities, and there's so much to do in India today, that we thought this was the right time to come here, and you know, not only professionally, personally, for my kids to grow up and see where I grew up and experience that culture. I think when you have that option, when you can give your children that option, I thought it would be the right thing to do right now.
Absolutely. Well, we're very, very happy to have you back, and of course we're going to have more with Madhuri on the other side of this very, very short break.